so hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. So in this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys 10 things I wish I knew before starting off my YouTube channel. Now if you're someone who is probably thinking about starting off your YouTube channel, maybe you have even started, I'm going to be sharing with you guys 10 things that you ought to know and that you should learn from my own experience, my own 4 years plus experience of being a full-time YouTuber. Now if you are interested, you definitely want to sit back, relax, and let's get right into this video. Alright, so I don't know why I keep doing that, but welcome again, welcome back to the channel. In case you are seeing me for the first time, hi, hey, what's up, welcome. My name is Kelechi Mgbemena and I'm a Nigerian based content creator, YouTuber, whatever you want to call it these days. Now in this video I'm going to be sharing with you guys 10 things I've learned from being a full-time YouTuber, especially based here in Nigeria. I'm going to be sharing with you guys my experience. Like I said previously, I've been on YouTube for the past 4+ years. August will make it 5 years. It's been a while, it's been a journey. Okay, so first things first, I really want to start off by saying that it is not that serious. It truly isn't that serious. And I believe that every beginner YouTuber, whenever you're starting up and you're kind of doing like a basic research, oh my god, what do I need to do, what do I need to have, we kind of get overwhelmed with what we think we need to have, what we think we need to do, you know, how complex it really is. It is complex, trust me, but again, it is not that serious. You don't have to have everything figured out initially. You just have to take it one step at a time. Do not take it too serious, but eventually do take it serious if it's something you want to do on like a full-time basis. Most times when we tend to take it over serious and we think that we need to have a camera, we need to have a lens, we need to have all that, studio, all that, we kind of procrastinate on starting off and it becomes overwhelming, it becomes overbearing. And to be honest with you, just starting off, not putting a lot of pressure on yourself, is literally the easiest and the best thing to do. No one really starts off at 100. We all start off at like 1 and then we kind of work and build our way to like 100. You get what I'm trying to say? So if you're starting off, it is not that serious. Just start off and then see how it goes. Now moving on to the second thing I wish I knew when I started off. This one is a little bit personal, and I feel like everyone who is putting themselves out there kind of feels this point, and it is that it is totally okay to be yourself. It is okay to be myself. And remember when I started off 4+ years ago, I wasn't sure how I was going to fit in, because the YouTube then isn't the YouTube now. It's not the same, right? YouTube, we didn't have a lot of representation, a lot of Nigerians, a lot of like dark-skinned people, and I was kind of scared that okay, maybe people will not understand what I'm saying, my accent, my Nigerian you know, accent and all of that. And at a point, I think when I started off, I used to talk like, hey guys, welcome on. I can't even watch those videos because it was cringy, and it was me trying to fit into what I thought the YouTube market was. And honestly, to be honest with you, just start off as who you are. Don't try to sound like Jackie Aina or try to sound like Dima Ome or someone that you know that is already there. Start off as who you are and maintain that, because again, with growing, with creating a channel, you need a level of consistency as well as authenticity. You need to be true to who you are, and you don't need to look a certain way, you don't need to sound a certain way. You just need to literally be yourself and accept yourself, and then put yourself out there and just keep going and keep pushing. Okay, so the third thing I wish I had known before I started off my YouTube channel, or even when I initially started up my YouTube channel, like I said, I've been on YouTube for over 4 years, and I've been on and off because I really didn't understand like the YouTube world, how it worked, you know, what to do. Because to be honest with you, it wasn't working for me initially. But something I wish I had known before I started it off was that content, community, and consistency, literally all you need to understand and master. If you can learn, embrace, and like just like literally dip yourself into these 3 C's, content, consistency, and then your community growth. This is what will accelerate your growth, trust me. And I feel like sometimes I know when I first started off, right, there were a lot of like trending videos, so I was like moving with the trend. Oh, I see this video has like 1 million views, I'm creating it. I see this, I was moving with the trend, and the thing was, it wasn't working for me. And because I didn't understand the power of content and consistency and creating a community around that, I was just following the trend, to be honest with you. It wasn't working for me. I gave up a couple of times. I post one video because I've seen it trending on someone else's page. I'll think it will trend on mine. Obviously it didn't. And that kept on happening, and then I just got discouraged, and then I stopped, then I'll come back again, and then I'll go back again until I really understood and like really tried to learn and understand what this YouTube was all about. Figuring out that content, consistency, and building a good community is literally all you need, okay? So if you're starting off and you feel like you're derailing or you're not where you think you want to be, look at these 3 C's and really kind of look into yourself, look within, and look at your channel and see if you are actually being consistent. And when I mean consistent, I don't mean once a month and then 2 months later you post. I mean consistent, like being consistent and showing up as frequent as you possibly can. Are you creating amazing content that people actually want to watch? Do you even want to watch your content? If you can't watch your content and you're not enjoying it, then trust me, no one will. Are you engaging and building a thriving community? This literally is all what YouTube is about. Okay, so the 4th thing that I wish I had known, and that you ought to know if you're also starting off, is that you need to know the basics of everything relating to creating content. And initially, I used to think that YouTube, all I needed to know was how to film and edit, right? Wow, sweetheart, I'm not saying you should be an expert in everything, but I'm saying you need to know the basics of everything. And that's the fun thing about being a YouTuber. With being a YouTuber, we throw around this thing about being a one-man production team, because you are the one filming, you're doing the lighting, you're setting up, you're doing your hair and makeup, dress, fashion, outfit, styling, literally editing, photography. You are doing everything that goes into content creation. So it's good if you're a creator, you need to know a little bit or the basics of everything, except you're someone who has a lot of resources. If you want to be paying people to do your edits, to do your filming, to take your pictures, to style you, to do your makeup, to do your hair, to do your sets, to do literally everything that goes on behind it, except you have the resources, then that's good. But if you're a beginner, I kind of want to believe that you don't. At least 99% of beginners really don't have that much to splurge out, especially if it's something you're just trying out for the first time, you're testing and you're exploring. So it's good to kind of once in a while just learn things. Okay, so the 5th thing that you should know if you're watching this and you're a beginner, and I wish I had known when I started off, is that you need to focus on your progress and not on perfection. I mean, I don't even know where to begin with this. I feel like this is so personal for me, because if you know me, you know that I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and I like to make sure that the lighting is all right. I like to make sure my camera is okay, lighting is blah blah blah, everything looks good. But the thing is, no matter how good it is, it can never be perfection. No matter how good you think you want it to be, it can never ever be perfection. And that's something you really need to learn, especially when you're starting off. Your first video is gonna be your worst video. That one is for sure. Mark me, tell me, remind me, come back, and I'll tell you, yes, it's going to be your worst video. So don't spend years, months trying to make it perfect. Think of how to just get it over with and focus on your 100th video. Focus on making your 100th video the best. As you're progressing as a content creator, as a YouTuber, you're learning on a daily basis. You're learning as you create content, you're learning from your previous content, your next content, you're getting ideas, concepts that you can literally apply to your filming, to your editing. You're learning a new skill, and with progress you improve. So but if you're focusing more on progress, like, oh my god, I want to start now and see what my content is going to look like in the next 2 years, work on building yourself up and growing yourself and just enjoying the ride and the experience and the learning process. Honestly speaking, this would make you start. When I say it's a lifetime job. There is no start or end to it, and something happens and instantly you're recording, you're creating content about it, you're not living your life. And this is something that a lot of creators suffer from, is that we don't have that balance with real life and then YouTube life, work life. YouTube, there is no 9 to 5. Learn to go off the camera, the laptop, the phones, and kind of keep all these things away at least once in a while, because trust me, and I'm speaking from experience, you can easily get overwhelmed or sucked into the deep hole of creating content consistently, that you might get a burnout. It might affect your mental health. Okay, so I do want to point that out. It is not a full-time job. It is a lifetime career. It's a lifetime job, and we need to be able to find the balance with the job and the life, so it doesn't like overtake our actual existence. So something that I wish I knew then, that I do know now, and I want you guys to know now, is that if you're starting off, I want you to know that YouTube money doesn't come immediately, guys. YouTube money doesn't come immediately. With YouTube is like a long-term content investment bank, where you kind of deposit content and you kind of get the proceeds maybe weeks or months or years later. In my case, it took me 3 years, but I'm not going to say that because it took me 3 years, it might take you 3 years. No, it might take you 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months. But I do want you guys to know that YouTube is a long-term process, it's a long-term investment. So if you're thinking about investing in new gear, buying most expensive gear, buying the most expensive lighting setup, everything to start, and maybe you're thinking, okay, if I invest $1,000 on my equipment, I'm gonna get $10,000 tomorrow or next week. No, YouTube doesn't work that way. YouTube is very long term, and I want you guys to put that into consideration, because that was the mistake I made. It wasn't really a mistake, it was an investment initially, because I knew that this was something I wanted to do for a long period of time, which I'm still doing now. I'm still going to be doing a couple of years from now. I started off on my phone, to be honest with you, and when I started off creating content after a couple of months, I figured I want to get like another job that I'm going to save up and buy equipment, buy the gear, buy my lighting. And I did that. And I did that initially because I actually loved doing what I was doing. I actually loved creating content. And I did that. That was one of the best decisions I'd made. But I was expecting rewards. Right? I was expecting like a return on the investment, and it came. The first year of YouTube, I think I made about $100, right? Second year, maybe like $300 or thereabouts. And yeah, it wasn't what I expected. I was thinking like I would recover my money a month after, maximum 2 months after I started off my YouTube channel. But it took me 3 years. Do put that into consideration. But like I said, I started off YouTube not knowing how to start, what I needed to do. The first thing I talked about, the second thing I talked about was knowing the 3 C's: content, community, and consistency. I had no idea about these things. So I feel like if you're starting off with this knowledge and this amount of information, you should be able to at least do better than I did, and that's the key, that's the goal. So yeah, if you're starting off still, I want you to know that it is a long-term investment. It could be 3 months, it could be 1 month, it could be 1 year, 2 years, but again, you need to be in it for the long term. Okay, right? Okay, so another thing that I want you guys to know in terms of starting off a YouTube channel and wanting to start off a YouTube channel, I do want you guys to know that in as much as it seems as everybody's doing everything that you want to do, or I feel like maybe your niche is oversaturated, I do want you to know that there is more than enough digital space on YouTube. You have your own niche, you have your own amazing characteristics, and you're gonna have your own audience are going to love you for who you are if you're being yourself. And irrespective of how many people are doing makeup tutorials, how many people are doing fashion videos, how many people are doing YouTube tips videos, how many people are doing hair tutorials or hair review, there's just something about every single person that makes them so unique in the way that they kind of create their content, in the way that they edit it, in the way that they look. The total package, everything put together, makes you different from A, B, and C. So again, if you feel like it is too saturated, I'm here to tell you that it is not. It is really not. You have a space in this digital world. You just need to know that, accept that, and fight for it. Fight for creating your own space. Okay, create your own chair on that table, or better still, create your own table. This space. So yeah, again, if you feel like it's saturated, it really isn't. Get started with it. Don't let that crowd your mind and your decision making and all of that. Just know that you have your own spot somewhere, and that spot has been reserved for you and only you. But you need to show up in order to take control and take that spot that is waiting for you. Okay, wow, so we're actually getting to the end of this video, and the next thing that I wish I had known and that I want you to know is that you need to actually prepare for growth even if you're not growing. And what I mean by this is you need to keep on showing up. You need to prepare for that growth even if you're not seeing that growth now. Because the thing is, YouTube is sort of like, I don't know how to put it, like it's not like a straight path. Sometimes it is like this, and people's growth skyrocket like literally like this. In 1 month you can gain 100,000 subscribers. In 1 week you can gain 1 million subscribers. In 1 year you can gain 100,000 subscribers like I did. I did not see that coming, but the good thing about it was that I actually prepared for it, because I was creating consistent content and I was showing up irrespective of whether I was growing or not. And in a matter of months, I started seeing all of that because I had prepared for it, because I had prepared for the growth, even if I wasn't growing. Everything just worked out for my good. Make sure that when you finally have that, you can cater for them, you can show up for them, you can be there for them as a content creator, or whatever, in whatever capacity you would want to be. And that just speaks to just being patient and enjoying the process and enjoying the progress instead of the perfection of it. So if you're someone who has that goal already and you have that threshold you want to reach, I do want to say that you need to prepare for it, because that your goal can get you in like 2 days and you're there. And when you're finally there, can you control it? Can you perform? So yeah, that is something I really wanted to really point out on, because I feel like a lot of people want something but they're not really prepared for it. They're not really prepared to handle it when it comes. And most times when you finally have it, it's too overwhelming because you were not prepared, and that could literally crumble you down, demoralize you. You need to know that the more subscribers you have, it means indirectly you have more people following you, people from different ethnicity, different countries, races, religion. People are gonna have different opinions, different perspectives, different ideas of what you should look like, what you should sound like, why you're like this. The more subscribers you have, or the more growth you have, you're more prone to a lot more criticism, a lot more challenges, and more opportunities as well. So it's a good thing, and sometimes it could be a bad thing if people are being negative, basically, but mostly it is usually a good thing. So you need to be prepared in a way that if opportunities come your way, you are ready to grab it and take it. And even if people come at you, you can handle that at the same time. So you need to prepare yourself physically, emotionally, mentally, and intellectually at the same time, if that makes sense. Okay, all right guys, so this is going to be the 10th and the final thing that I wish I had known, and I think you ought to know at the same time, is that you really need to try as much as possible not to be influenced to change. And that also speaks to the previous point I made, because most times I feel like what we see affects who we are and what we believe in. So again, don't be influenced to change. Don't let people change the way you talk, the way you walk, the way you speak, the way you look, because most times with internet, it's so, being a creator, being a YouTuber, you're probably like one of the most vulnerable people, because you're putting yourself out there, you're putting your families out there, you're putting your life out there, you're putting maybe even where you live out there. So you need to kind of shield yourself, guard yourself in a way that you are not easily influenced to change. You only change when it's something that comes from within you, when it is intrinsic, when it's something that you make up your mind to do by yourself, for yourself, and not for people, not for your audience, because they think your eyes are too small, or your nose is too big, or your eyes or your ears are too wide, and then you want to go and do surgery. Guys, you are going to have thousands of people, maybe even millions of people suggesting things to you. And I do want to say that you should kind of embrace yourself, stand your ground, and just know that you are amazing irrespective. Okay, so don't be influenced to change. Stick to who you are. Grow a thick skin. I'm so grateful for the community that I have, honestly speaking. And I feel like that also speaks to the law of attraction, because again, what you give is what you receive. And I don't like drama. I don't know, I just don't like negativity. I don't like gossips. I don't like negative comments and all of that. And I think because of that, probably is what I'm giving off, is also what I'm receiving. And I feel like I'm so blessed with you guys. I'm so blessed with the community that I have. You guys are so supportive. You are so positive. And most times I'm looking for comments that are just like, hey, kill yourself, hey, do this yourself, hey, remove your skin color, oh, do this, you're too ugly, you're too dark, you're too this. And I don't find them. And for that alone, I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. Thank you for being positive and showing and shedding and shining your light towards everyone around this community. Thanks for not fighting in the comment section. Thanks for keeping it classy, cool, and calm. You guys are simply amazing. And yeah, if you're a content creator, say what you want. If you want people that are negative, good for you. If you don't want that, portray that and also say that out loud. Again, if there are negatives, YouTube is so amazing that you can easily just block people and block words and all of that. So yeah, that's basically it. I've come to an end of this video. Like I said previously, YouTube is such a fun experience. YouTube is a long-term investment. If it's something that you really want to do, you're passionate about, I feel like you need to watch this video over and over again. And if you're a creator and you've been creating for a while, you can definitely relate to most, if not even all, of the points and the things that I just mentioned. It is so relatable to like most creators, YouTubers out there. So again, if you're watching this and you're starting off, I do want you guys to take every point to heart, point to consideration, and think about it, digest it, and see how you can use it to your own advantage. Yes, and for anyone who's starting off, I have an amazing playlist of content that will help you get started with creating amazing content on YouTube. Again, I will leave it over here and over here. In case you are new here, hi, thank you for sticking around, thank you for watching this content. But I don't want you to leave, because I do want you to stick around with us. Subscribe to our channel right here and join the family, learn more in terms of content creation and growing on YouTube. And I can't wait to see you guys in one of these videos. Okay,